Hey, curl friends. So I'm not sure if everyone can see me. I hope that you guys can. For those of you who are wondering who I am, my name is Lavinia Latham, and I am the host, the founder, I guess, of Fine Natural Hair Rocks. So I wanted to come on here a little bit early just to make sure that everyone's able to hear me, everyone is actually able to see. If you're in the chat, definitely give a hey, I think Kamira's already been on it. That's good. So how is the sound over there? Like, I just wanted to be on here a bit earlier just to make sure that the sound is okay. It's not muffled. I'm using a new little contraption here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like a little tiny mic. And I'm hoping that it actually works. So also, thank you so much. Oh, wonderful. Camille Jewel says perfect. Thank you so much, you guys, for deciding to spend your time here on Fine Natural Hair Rocks. I want to thank all of the new subscribers. I want to thank my oldie but goodie curl friends, Camille Jules, I see you. And yeah, it really fills my heart to the brim that you guys are supporting Fine Natural Hair Rocks. It's a new brand, up and coming on Instagram. We've got a bit of a following, but here on YouTube, it's largely brand new. So thank you so much for still trusting in me with your time. So I'm going to jump on into this, and hopefully we'll get some more curl friends as time goes on. If not, the way that I've decided to structure this live is a little bit different than usual. So I've got some topics that I would like to kind of go through with you guys. As questions pop up, of course, I'll be happy to address those questions. But as the time goes on, I'd just like to get through it first and then just kind of like hold the questions for the end of the live or the end of the kind of session. So let's jump on into this. So a lot of the times we hear something about the LOC method or the LCO method. So for those of you guys who are wondering, like, what do those terms even mean? What do those letters even mean? L stands for leave-in. So yeah, I'm jumping right back on into it. The L is your leave-in, the O is your oil, and then the C is your cream. So just like the name of this live, your leave-in, cream, and oil can either be applied to your fine strands as a leave-in oil cream method, which is LOC, or a leave-in cream oil method, which is LCO. So what is the LOC method? If you wanted to practically apply the LOC method to your hair, you want to be aware of the fine natural strands you have. So based on the research, based on a lot of the different, gurus and hair advice and just the general information out there, following like what's the tried and true things that have worked for various different naturals, myself included, the LOC method, I would say, is usually for a fine natural who has high porosity strands. So the reason I say that it's for a natural with high porosity strands is because of the way in which those products are generally created. So for example, your leave-in conditioner, I'm going to give you some product examples as we go along too. So your leave-in conditioner, if you're a fine natural with high porosity strands, might be something like this product right here. This is the Mielle, this is the Mielle Organics Hawaiin MoistureRX Moisturizing Leave-In Conditioner. This is good for a high porosity natural because it's actually quite thick. How do you know it's thick? Look at it. Literally, there is no product that's moving down. You can still see clearly through the bottle, my finger right here. And yet there's product right there. There's literally, the whole thing is full of product. So this is a suggest this for low porosity hair. Suggest this for low porosity hair. Following that, you would want to then use a heavier oil. So a heavier oil, excuse me, sorry about that, guys. A heavier oil would be something like this right here. So this is an argan oil treatment. It's heavier because it's not as runny. It is runny because all oils would generally be runny. But if you compare this to a lighter oil, you'll notice that the lighter oil moves a lot faster than this oil right here, which is a lot heavier for fine strands. Again, for fine strands that are high porosity, this is a fantastic choice. Following that, if you're doing the leave-in oil cream method, a great cream for high porosity strands might be something like this. So this is the Mielle MoistureRX Hawaiian Ginger Moisturizing Hair Butter. Once again, this is a very heavy product that would work really, really well for somebody with fine strands that are also high porosity in nature. So the next thing that I wanted to kind of go through is what does that look like if, you don't have high porosity fine natural strands. In fact, you have low porosity fine natural strands. Don't worry, girl, I got you. If you've got low porosity fine natural strands, then you probably want to follow a regimen that I more closely follow. So for me, that looks like using a light leave-in, a very, very light leave-in, which I always talk about all the time. The Oyin Handmade hairdo is fantastic for that. Another product that you could use if you don't have the Oyin Handmade product online, hey Julie, how's it going, girl? Is the Camille Rose Latte Define. Again, you'll notice that it's very, very runny in nature. All I did was put it upside down and the entire product found its way from the bottom of the bottle right up to the top. So another option that you could use as a low porosity fine natural curly is the Curl Origin Curl Hydration Leave-In Conditioner. Now, for those of you guys who are well aware of the fine natural community, you will know that one of our sisters, one of our Curlfriends, shout outs to Kenya if you ever see this video, she's always bigging up this product, and I do have to co-sign with her that this is actually a fantastic product for low porosity fine natural strands. Following that, so you've got your leave-in. Then you want to choose a really good cream. So your cream is going to be slightly heavier than your leave-in. And that applies for high porosity strands too. So if you're following the regimen that I showed you just a while ago, you're following a regimen where you're using your products in a way where you're going from lightest product to heaviest product. So now we're in the cream stage of the fine natural strands, low porosity regimen. You want to use a cream that's a little bit heavier. So this cream right here, this is the Bask and Bloom More Moisture Cream. This is a fantastic choice because it's not super light, but it's not heavy either. I would say that this is more of a medium weight product. And I'll give you guys kind of a look right now on like how that kind of goes into the hand. So if you can kind of see right there, it really blends right into the skin almost immediately. Like it is so easily absorbed. It's actually crazy. So that's a fantastic choice as a cream. Another thing you could do if you wanted to attach a cream to your strands, you could also double up on your leave-in. So say, for example, you've got 2 leave-ins that you really like. In my case, I've got 3 leave-ins that I really like. You don't know which one to use. You would choose the leave-in that has the lightest weight, and then from there, you would then choose a leave-in that is a little bit more heavier. Hi, Sierra. Thank you for coming on, guys. So that's what you would do. You would want to choose your lightest product first and then move down into your heaviest product second. So you could definitely double up on 2 leave-ins, of course, putting the lighter one first. Following that, if you're a fine natural that really loves using oils, that used to be me, and I'll explain that in one moment why it's not me anymore, but it used to be me. And while I was really loving the oils situation, I would be using the Mielle Organics Mint Almond Oil because, again, this is really, really runny. Like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's super runny, way more runny than the Argan Oil that I was showing you from before. So that's kind of like the difference between, a regimen that is more low porosity versus, or fine natural hair low porosity versus a regimen that's more fine natural hair high porosity. Both the same type of hair strands, but very, very different product choices based on if you've got high porosity strands or if you've got low porosity strands. So, some people might be looking at this right now and you might be wondering, how do I know I even need this LOC or LCO method in my life? Well, you don't necessarily have to follow the LOC method. You don't necessarily have to follow the LCO method. With everything else that I always say, you really want to make sure that you're trying different methods, but at the same time, you're charting what happens to your hair, whether it's good or bad. So, you know, maybe this week you have a hair journal and you put the products that you put on your hair this week and you chart how your hair responded. If your hair responded well and it maintained the moisture and it didn't feel dry by wash day, then continue doing that. That seems like a regimen that works really well for you. But on the other hand, and what has happened way more often than not, especially in my experience, you put these products on your hair and then whoosh, it's just all gone. In that scenario, that means that that particular hair regimen is not working well for you. There's something wrong with it. You've got to move on to something else. The reason why all of this is so important is because dry hair, according to all of the research, according to all of the gurus, according to so much of my of the research and just the experiences that I've seen thus far, so much of it is breakage comes when your hair is not moisturized. And so that's why knowing exactly how to properly moisturize your hair is really going to prevent your breakage situation from happening further. So that's it, you guys. I didn't want to keep this live overly too long, especially since this is kind of like my first live with you guys and kind of like in a more structured type setting. I didn't want to exhaust anybody. I do have some product choices here. I think I showed most of them to you. Oh, one last thing. So the other piece that I wanted to talk to you guys about was how do these curl sprays fit into the LOC or the LCO method? So the curl sprays fit into those methods by replacing your water. So for example, if you've got low porosity fine strands like myself, then you might want to use something like this. This is the Greg Juice Oyin Handmade Hair Tonic. This is really fantastic because it's very watery, it's very light. The oils that are inside of it are going to be easily penetratable into your low porosity strands, and it's not going to coat up on your hair and cause buildup. On the high porosity end, this is the Rose Petals from Heritage Store Rose Water Oil. This oil is a lot heavier than this oil because literally the ingredients, if you check it on the back, if I can find that for you guys. Oh, there it is. So there's only 2 ingredients, you guys. It's Aqua and Rosa de Messina flower oil. So this is a really heavy product. I would not suggest using this on fine natural low porosity strands. I've used it in the past and it's just led to more buildup, which is why I actually stopped using it following that. So that was kind of like the quick bonus that I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit more information on. So I see that there's some questions coming through. Sierra Scott says, what is LOC and LCO? So thank you so much for watching, Sierra. Very quickly, I did go into details about this earlier in the live, but for the sake of, you know, joining the commentary and stuff like that, I really want to make sure everyone's on the same page. So very, very quickly, the LOC method and the LCO method are different ways to apply products to your hair. So L stands for your leave-in, which could be something like, you know, the Curl Origin leave-in hair conditioner, or it could even be the Hawaiian Ginger Moisturizing leave-in conditioner. The O stands for oil. So that could be any oil. It could be coconut oil, olive oil. I have some argan oil here. It could be a mint oil. It could be a bunch of different things, right? Any kind of oil really. And then your cream is usually a little bit more thicker than a leave-in. So you never want your cream to be applied to your hair first because usually creams are heavier. So again, for low porosity hair, a good cream could be the Bask and Bloom More Moisture cream. And then for high porosity hair, I don't think I showed you guys this one, but for high porosity hair, it could be the the Moisture Love Kindred Spirits Moisture and Style Cream. This is super thick, like very, very, very thick stuff, guys. Like this is the kind of cream that works very well on my husband's hair because he's got more thicker strands. It works well for thicker strands as well too. So for him, it works really well. If you've got thick strands, if you've got high porosity strands, this is going to work really well for you too. So that's the LCO and LOC method, Sierra. Pretty Brownie one, how do you like the Curl Origin? Where did you purchase it? I really love the Curl Origin, actually. I think it's a fantastic product. It's very, very light in nature. So actually, there's not really, I'm trying to see if there's a lot left to it. I think since I bought it, it's maybe up to here. It's super lightweight, like, it's too dark for you guys to see from there. But Yeah, this is very it's a lighter type of curl, type of leave-in that is really good to use on your strands, either high porosity or low porosity, using this first, because this is going to penetrate your hair really, really well. So I love this stuff. And where did I purchase it from? I purchased it online. So I believe it was online on their website. It's a US based company. So if you purchase it directly from the website, you will pay in US dollars. Not so great for Canadians like myself, but not so bad for Americans. So yeah, that's how I purchased it. Camille Jules do a live on other channel too. Oh, so Camille Jules found my initial YouTube page. I used to be on YouTube back in 2009 as Viva the Diva TV. That had amassed a small following of about 4,000 followers. It was just a mishmash of like beauty, fashion, you know, just random talks like how to tell he doesn't love you or something silly like that. But anyways, I did that while I was in law school, and then law school took over and I had to give up the channel, sadly. But I'm back here on as Fine Natural Hair Rocks. And Kamira has been so lovely. She's always been saying, you know, redo the channel, breathe back life. But yes, I think I will try a live on that as well too, because that could be kind of cool to see who's still there. Thanks for the suggestion, girl. I'm going to write it down. Live on Viva TV, Viva the Diva TV. Sierra Scott, thanks, Kimira. Can I use this on my locks? Absolutely. You can definitely use it on your locks. I would say, so for you to know whether you have low porosity hair versus high porosity hair, you've got to do a strand test. And because your hair is actually in locks, it's probably not possible for you to do a strand test. So what I would say to do is maybe as an experiment on like half of your hair, apply your products in a high porosity type of fashion. And then on the other half, apply in a low porosity type of fashion, and then see which one retains moisture the longest. So whichever one retains moisture the longest, that's the one that's going to moisturize your locks, and that's the one that's going to prevent your locks from breaking off. That's a really great question, Sierra / Julie, Auntie Julie. But yeah, that's a really, really great question. I will preface that by saying that I don't know much about lock care. However, the structure of the cuticle, the structure of the hair strand is the same. It's just in a different form. And so if you're able to moisturize your hair in a particular way for free-form natural hair, you should be able to do the same thing for locks as well too. But yeah. So, Jazzy, hello everyone. Hi, Jazzy. Thank you so much for tuning in to Fine Natural Hair Rocks. I really appreciate it. Kamira Jules, I'm sure people would like to see you test it out. Yes, I definitely will test it out. I think that's a great idea. I've played around with the channel since chatting with you, Kamira, and it seems like some people are still watching, so we'll see. In terms of hairstyles right now, I'm currently rocking some twists, because here in Canada, we are in a mandatory self-isolation type state. So it doesn't mean you can't go outside, but it does mean that you should be working from home if you're not one of the essential workers. And so I've used this as an opportunity to see how well my hair is doing in twists, if it's something that I would rock. I don't think I'm ready to rock them just like this just yet. But you guys asked for a twist out, so a twist out you guys are going to get. So that's why this is the style at the moment. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's still fine. That's the nature of fine natural hair, but it's also very moisturized. So I do think that twists, braids, anything that keeps the hair compacted is going to be really good for maintaining moisture. Locks, all of those things are going to be good for your hair maintaining moisture and for your hair getting longer and longer as time goes on. Sierra Scott, my hair is so long it hurts to wash it. So if it hurts to wash, maybe what you could do is when you're washing your hair, like put it in sections and only focus on your scalp. So because your hair is locked, maybe in that scenario, it might be best to allow the shampoo, allow the conditioner to kind of run down the locks. And when it's running down your locks, just hold it so that it's not pulling on your scalp. And then that way you're not having unnecessary tensions, which can cause like varying levels of alopecia. It can cause like breakage. It can cause a bunch of different things. So yeah, if it's super, super long, I would definitely say to hold the length of it and then be ever so gentle with it. And that kind of goes for all hair. So fine natural hair, fine locks, you really want to be handling your hair in a way that is like fine silk. So as softly as possible. I mean, I know that that's kind of like a foreign concept to a lot of people, especially like different generations. I know in my youth, it wasn't, or as I was growing up in my childhood, it wasn't necessarily known that you should handle natural hair in a very delicate type of fashion. But we know that now, and that's why we're seeing like a lot more women with like flourishing lengths, really healthy strands, just really gorgeous natural hair, because our hair is the most fragile out of any type of hair, and which is the reason why it takes a lot more measures to grow long. So that's a really long-winded way of saying like just be really, really, really careful with your hair. Kamira Jules, if you do it tonight, I will join you. Kamira, you kill me, girl. Kamira is like all for breathing life back into Viva the Diva TV. So it's actually not even called Viva the Diva TV. If you guys are wondering what that is and you want to check it out, the channel is called Lavinia Larice. That's Lavinia, and then Larice is spelled Lahrese. It's all the content is still available there. I think there's a bunch of content up there still. But yeah, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see how long this goes, girl. But I promise you, at some point, I will definitely do another live on the other channel. If not today, another day in the future for sure. Sierra Sky, pulls from the roots when wet. What to do? If it's pulling from the roots when it's wet, it might be that you need like a protein treatment. So again, like I'm not, well, you know what? Yeah, I think you might need a protein treatment. If your hair is like breaking really, really easily, then you might need to do a protein treatment. And if not a protein treatment, then a moisturizing treatment. So I would say to start off with a moisturizing deep conditioner first, because it's a lot easier to impart deep conditioners onto your hair that are moisturizing without incurring further damage than it is to go in with the protein deep conditioner. Because it might be that your hair already has too much protein, or it might be that your hair already has too much moisture. But that's a case-by-case basis. Yeah, if it's pulling from the roots when it's wet, you really got to be careful to like push the hair up and be very careful. Like hold every single lock while washing it. Another thing is like, yeah, I think that could be something good to try first, and then to see how that works out for you. Pretty Brownie one, maybe you can try 3-strand twists. Yeah, I've seen 3-strand twists. I don't necessarily know how to do that. The great thing about YouTube and all of this time, thanks to COVID, coronavirus, is the opportunity to try these styles and to see what works and to see what doesn't work. So this is a 2-strand twist. I hope that once it comes out, it will be a nice twist out. We'll see, but that video is coming shortly. Either I hope to have it out by the end of this week. If not the end of this week, then sometime over the weekend. But there is a twist out tutorial coming just now on fine natural hair. Like, there's tons of information available on thicker strands, on really ropey, thicky type of thicky. That's not even a word. Thick type of natural strands. Not as much information when it comes to fine natural strands, which is why Fine Natural Hair Rocks is meant to kind of close that gap. Jazzy, Kamira, when are you going live? Yes, girl, when are you going live? Let us know. Kamira is also a YouTuber here on YouTube, and she's got a fantastic channel that's all about, you know, trying out wigs and different hairstyles. And she tries, when I tell you she tries out wigs, she tries out wigs. Like, she tries out different colors, she tries out different textures. Like, she goes all in, and it's so fun to watch because it's those styles that you wish you could try, but you're just not sure and you just want to see somebody else's experience with it. Kamira's got you. Kamira's totally got you. So definitely check her out. Let's see. Sierra Scott, thanks for the advice, Lavinia. Anytime. I'm always happy to chat hair. This is my pastime. The reason why I love hair so much is because I spent a lot of my childhood and my youth wondering like why my hair wasn't growing. I wanted it to be longer. At a very young age, I wanted a perm. So it wasn't my mom that gave me the perm. It was me who asked for the perm, because I really wanted to understand how to deal with my hair and how to feel pretty in my hair. And so as time has gone on, and the natural hair community has literally exploded, I've literally been like a sponge soaking it all in. And so I've been natural since about 2008, November 2008. And I've made so many mistakes along the way, you guys. Like, it's only literally now, 11 years later, that I know exactly what works for my hair. I know how to get it looking thick. It's been the longest and the thickest that it's ever been in my entire life. And yeah, I just want to bring that information to other Black women, other women, period, who have fine strands and who don't understand why their hair looks the way it looks, or why it's acting the way it's acting, or why, it's just not growing, or it's not doing the things they want it to do. So I thought that, being a good curl friend, it's only right to share this information with other people instead of kind of just sitting down on it. So hence how Fine Natural Hair Rocks was born. But yeah. Camille Jules, I really want you to. I have faith in that channel too. Jazzy, I'll try to go live this week. Thank you. Of course, big ups to Camille indeed. Yeah, you know what? That channel was a lot of fun. And the more you say to do it is the more I'm really considering it. It's just, it could be a little tiring to do 2 channels at the same time, especially when one channel is just so brand new. So like Fine Natural Hair Rocks is super new. I mean, on Instagram, it's been alive since about 2015 and really took off in 2018. But this channel here on YouTube is only alive since 2019. So I guess it's more of like, is there the time to do it? But, when there's a will, there's a way, right? Yeah. So you guys are amazing. This has been so much fun. I did not expect to go live for almost 30 minutes straight. This live is not available on Instagram. It's only going to be available here on YouTube, just because, yeah, it's just an easier platform to upload these videos to. And that's pretty much it on my end. If you guys are looking for further natural videos or natural hair videos about fine hair specifically, I only speak about fine hair. Then there's a ton of other videos, product reviews, tips, tricks, all that great stuff right here on the channel. Also, for this self-isolation period, I'm aiming to put videos out every single day. If it's not a curated, edited, clean-cut, nice video, then it might just be a live, if, time permits. But once things return back to normal in the regular world, offline, then it will be back to uploads only on Mondays and Fridays. But if you're looking for something more concrete than that, for sure, there will always be an upload here on YouTube, rather. I keep saying Instagram. On YouTube, every Monday and Friday. And I am actively pulling those questions, those videos that you guys actually requested, because there's literally no point in me making videos if you guys are not interested in actually watching it, because then it just means that the information is redundant and no one cares. So I don't want to do that. But shout outs to Anya Thompson. Or sorry, Anya Thomas. Shout outs to Anya Thomas for requesting this video. Thank you so much for engaging with the content in such a meaningful way. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I cannot say that enough. Hey, PSR076. The Curlfriends are coming in strong, man. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. But yeah, thank you, Sierra. Yeah, but you guys, like, the outpouring of love on this channel has been absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to be here and to be posting these topics for you guys. So another, like I promised in the last 2 videos, another another YouTube/Instagram giveaway is coming next week. So stay tuned for that, to try your hand at some other products, because I'm a little bit of a product junkie, you guys, but I also don't like to see things go to wasted. So I know there are a ton of us out there who want to try these products, and for either not being able to access the products because they're in a country that doesn't have great access to natural products, or maybe it's a financial reason, whatever. It's only right that I actually make those products available to somebody who may not otherwise have access to it. So that's the reason behind those giveaways. And all of the products are either used once or haven't been used at all. So PSR 076 just catching up. Yes, girl. So we went through a bunch of different things. This video is going to be available right here on my YouTube channel, Find Natural Hair Rocks. And it may even be available on my other YouTube channel, Lavinia Larice. That's for you, Kamira. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. For sure, it's going to be available here, though. PSR 076, sorry, Kamira Jules. Can I post the link to your other channel? Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. So PSR 076 didn't see the notifications. You know what? Kamira and I were talking about that just the other day. I think the YouTube algorithm, it leans more towards bigger YouTubers. So people who've been around for a longer time, just in general, like I don't think it leans that heavily towards like smaller YouTubers. So this is a very, very, very small channel. It's very new. But I actually really appreciate the stage that we are at as a curlfriend community right now, because it means that we get to be more closer and, you know, more connected to each other and more meaningful conversations. But nonetheless, yeah, sometimes the notifications, they go out to certain people, they don't go out to others. I've experienced that on my end as well, where I thought I had turned on the notification for someone, and for whatever reason, it just didn't activate. I don't know. YouTube's interesting like that, but I think the same thing happens on Instagram as well too. Sierra Scott, are you able to list your products mentioned today? Yes, I will definitely list all products mentioned today in the comment box below. And I will also categorize them as fine natural high porosity strands versus fine natural low porosity strands. So that information will be definitely available for you whenever you want to reference it again in the future. PSR 076, I'm living through you, the product junkies. That is so shameful for me. That is so shameful. I am a product junkie. I totally am a product junkie. And Miss Sierra Scott, aka Auntie Julie over there, she'll know what I'm talking about. I've got, yeah, I don't even want to, you know, it's a problem. But my problem is your gift, because the more products that, you know, I try out every so often and they don't work out, they end up in giveaways or they end up in Curlfriend, whatever, presents, like they just end up somewhere. So yeah, it works. Pretty Brownie, I got a notification. Sierra Scott, I got a notification too. Oh, so maybe it's working for some people but not other people. That's interesting. Camille Jules, it's not letting me post the link. Everyone, it is Lavinia Larice. Ah, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, so that is the link, you guys. It's Lavinia Larice. So there's like some fashion videos, like I was saying. There's like some random musings about, you know, different life topics. I will put the disclaimer out there that that channel was 8, maybe 9 years ago now. So yeah, I've grown a lot since then, guys. But no, all jokes aside, it's more of a lighthearted, more of a sillier type of channel, as opposed to Find Natural Hair Rocks, which is also kind of lighthearted, I like to think, but it's also more informative. So there is a difference for sure. Sierra Scott, I taught you well, pass it down the line. Yes, exactly. Pass it down the line. If you're not using it, it shouldn't go to waste. It should not. Kamira Jules, if you head over there after FNHR, we'll do a live. Kamira's going in. Kamira is going in. Yes, after this live, I'm definitely going to be hanging out over at Kamira's channel to show some love and to see what's up on her end. Because, you know, right now we got to respect the situation that's happening globally and do our part. So I know the majority of us here in, you know, the Natural Hair Rocks community, we're all in the group of people who are not necessarily directly impacted by the health concerns, if you're otherwise a healthy individual. But we do have to protect our vulnerable populations. That's people who are, what do they call it, immunocompromised, or people who are elderly. So my greatest fear is that I become a carrier and I don't realize that I'm a carrier, which is why I take the self-isolation really seriously. However, self-isolation can be boring. So that being said, I'm very, very excited to join whoever's doing a live, So if you've got your own channel, if you've got your own community, just know you've got a real true blue curl friend in me, because I will definitely support whatever it is that you're doing, especially if, you know, we came to each other through Find Natural Hair Rocks. Like, for sure, I'm all over that. So next after this is Kamira's live, and Kamira is also Canadian too. So it's kind of cool that the Canadians are up in here so hardcore. Kamira's Canadian. Of course, Auntie Julie's Canadian, aka Sierra Scott. PSR 076. You got a lot of Canadians up in here. And we're all giving the love to our international and American curl friends as well too. So it's just funny how, oh, Kamira, I'm not going live today. Oh, you're not going live today. Pretty Brownie 1 is Canadian as well too. How could I forget? Oh, shame on you, Lavinia. Shame on you. But yes, so the Canadians are out strong. We are out in strong force. So yeah, that's really amazing. That warms my heart for real. Hey, Canada, turn up. But yeah, you guys, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Tomorrow there will be a live as scheduled. Y'all already know what it is on Instagram. The Curl IG Live Curl Chat Wednesday is coming to you live and direct tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. I'm going to try my best to do the same right here on YouTube, because I know a couple of curl friends were lost last week. They thought the Curl Chat Live was here on YouTube, but it was actually over on Instagram. So whichever platform you're more comfortable with, I'm going to be on both. I've got a nice little situationship working out here now, featuring my husband's drawing from one of our paint and stips. He decided to do his own, well, it's beautiful. He decided to paint, and I painted too, and we went to one of those like paint sipping tips or sipping drinks or whatever. I don't know if you guys have ever been to that, but we went to that, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah. PSR 076, we Pretty Brownie, we the North. Yeah, we the North. We the North. Better know it. Stay strong and healthy. Oh, yes, stay strong and healthy, everybody. Let's, you know, we're going to overcome this. You know, God is there for all of us. I don't know if you're God-fearing. I am. And I truly do believe that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So we'll be all right. We're going to be all right. Sierska, woo woo, lockdown causes us to elevate the game, be in it to win it. Yeah. Camille, I was saying that if everyone heads over to your other channel, you will do a live. I see you, girl. You know what? I don't know if I can do a live tonight, but another one tonight. But I definitely, you know what? Yes, I will do a quick live just to see who is over on Lavinia Larice. So if people show up, then absolutely. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe just a hello. But yeah, let's see what happens. So join me over at Lavinia Larice for a quick 5-minute max live, just to see if it's even alive. Like here on YouTube, we call those dead channels. That channel feels kind of dead, y'all. But if people are going to be watching it, people are going to be interacting with it, then I might just breathe some new life into it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Love you guys lots. Stay sweet, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on either YouTube or Instagram. Find Natural Hair Rocks. Bye, guys.